I thought it was harmless, a stupid, light-hearted joke, a little teasing with a coworker during lunch, nothing romantic, nothing serious. Just me laughing too loudly at his comments, letting him sit a little too close, replying to his playful texts with emojis I should have never sent. But everything spiraled the moment my boyfriend walked into the cafe and saw us together. The smile on his face fading instantly as he watched me lean in just an inch too far, watched the guy touch my arm a moment. Too long, and even though I pulled away quickly, guilt already swallowing me whole, I knew the damage was done. He didn't shout, didn't cause a scene. He simply gave me a quiet, hollow look, the kind that slices deeper than any anger could, and he left without a word, leaving my world spinning, my heart pounding with a dread I couldn't name, and I ran after him, calling his name, but he didn't turn, didn't slow down, just kept walking as though the ground beneath him had given way. And that night, everything felt wrong, the silence, the distance, the unanswered calls, and I thought it would blow over, that he just needed space, that he'd come home and we'd talk. But the next morning I found his key on the kitchen counter, placed neatly beside a folded note that said only, "I saw enough," and my chest tightened so painfully I could hardly breathe. Panic flooded through me as I grabbed my phone, texting him, calling him, begging him to let me explain. But every message stayed on. Delivered, never seen, as if he had turned into a ghost while still being alive, and the days that followed were worse. I learned from a friend that he had taken time off work, moved out quietly, refused to tell anyone where he'd gone, and the realization hit me brutally. My harmless moment wasn't harmless to him at all. It was betrayal, the same kind he once swore he'd never tolerate, and in my arrogance, I had laughed it off, assuming he would understand, assuming he would always say no. Matter how carelessly I treated him, but the universe is cruel in the way it reveals truths, because a week later I found a small package at my door. No name, no note, just a flash drive inside, and when I plugged it in, a video opened. A recording from the cafe's outdoor camera, saved by him, showing the exact moment he walked up, saw me leaning in, saw me laughing in a way I hadn't laughed with him in months, and the camera captured everything. The disappointment in his eyes, the way he froze, the way his heart seemed to break in real time, the way he backed away slowly before turning and leaving, and I watched that clip over and over until my own tears blurred the screen, realizing how deeply I had hurt someone who had been nothing but loyal, nothing but patient, nothing but mine. But the final blow came not from the video, but from the envelope taped beneath it. A printed plane ticket with his name on it, dated for the next morning. Destination somewhere far from us, far from me. And attached to it was a single sentence he had written in his painfully neat handwriting. "I hope you find what you're looking for, because it was never me," and those words ripped me open from the inside, shattering whatever hope I still clung to. I ran out of the apartment, desperate to find him, desperate to make him hear me, scrambling through the city like someone chasing a ghost, asking people who knew him, calling everyone. But every trail ended cold, every lead dissolved, and by the time I reached the airport, breathless and trembling, he was already gone, through security, through the gate, through the life we had built together, and I stood behind the glass watching the plane taxi away, the future I destroyed lifting into the sky while I remained rooted in the consequences of my thoughtlessness. Months passed after that, slow and heavy, each day reminding me of what I had lost, not because I cheated, but because I played with boundaries I should have protected, because I treated loyalty as something guaranteed, because I misunderstood how fragile trust really is, how easily it cracks, how quickly it shatters. And though I tried to move on, tried to bury the memories, I couldn't shake the image of his face when he saw me at that cafe, the heartbreak I caused with one careless moment, and the truth I learned much too late, that harmless things can destroy the strongest love if you forget who's watching, who's trusting, who's giving you their everything. And now I live with the knowledge that I didn't just lose him. I pushed him away with my own hands, thinking it was all harmless, never realizing it would cost me the one person who loved me without limits, without question, until the day I gave him one reason not to.